Victor Langston, a 47-year-old billionaire, had built his fortune as the CEO of Langston Enterprises, a conglomerate dominating tech and real estate markets. Known for his sharp business acumen, Langston frequented the Laura Langston, a 27-year-old black woman from a working-class Chicago neighborhood, had been employed at Le Bistro for 3 years. Raised by a single mother who worked long hours as a nurse, Amara had learned resilience early. She excelled at her job, memorizing regular customers' preferences and earning tips through her warm professionalism. Langston was one such regular, dining weekly at his reserved corner table, always ordering a medium-rare ribeye with a side of roasted vegetables. On a busy Thursday evening in October, Langston arrived for his usual 7 p.m. reservation. Amara greeted him politely, took his order, and served his meal with her typical efficiency. As he finished his steak, she approached with his bill, discreetly placing a folded note beside it. Langston, accustomed to routine transactions, unfolded the paper, expecting a standard thank you or promotional offer. Instead, the handwritten message read, "Mr. Langston, I know who you really are. Meet me after my shift at 9 p.m. behind the restaurant. Come alone." No signature, just those words in neat, deliberate script. Langston, a man who thrived on control, felt a chill. He prided himself on his carefully curated public image. Born to wealth, educated at Ivy League schools, a self-made success who expanded his family's fortune. The note's implication of hidden truths unsettled him. He paid the bill, left his usual generous tip, and waited in his car until 9 p.m., curiosity outweighing caution. Amara emerged from the restaurant's back exit, still in her black uniform, and approached him directly. She introduced herself formally and said, "I know about your past, Mr. Langston. Not the one you tell the world, but the truth from 25 years ago in Englewood." Langston's composure faltered. Englewood was a neighborhood he'd left behind, a place tied to a life he'd buried. A teenage mistake, a brief entanglement with a girl named Denise Carter during a rebellious phase. He'd been 22, fresh out of college, slumming in a rough part of town before his father pulled him into the family business. Denise had been 19, a fleeting connection he assumed ended when he moved on. Amara's next words confirmed his fear. "Denise Carter was my mother. She passed last year, but she told me everything. You're my father." The revelation hit Langston like a physical blow. He demanded proof, and Amara handed him a folder with documents. A birth certificate listing her as Amara Denise Carter, born 9 months after his time in Englewood, and letters from Denise to her unborn child, detailing her brief relationship with a Victor who vanished. There was no DNA test, but the timeline and details aligned too perfectly. Amara explained she'd recognized him years ago when he became a regular at Le Bistro, her mother's stories resurfacing. She'd waited, observing him, until she felt ready to confront him. Langston, a man who negotiated multimillion-dollar deals without flinching, found himself speechless. He asked why she hadn't approached him sooner. Amara admitted she feared rejection but needed sexual Langston. Still processing, agreed to a DNA test to confirm her claim. She provided a contact for a lab and scheduled a test for the following week. Until then, she asked for space to process, promising to meet again later. Over the next days, Langston hired a private investigator to verify Amara's story. The investigator uncovered Denise Carter's obituary, confirming her death, and found no record of Langston's involvement. Amara's resemblance to him in old photos was undeniable, but he insisted on the test. The results came back positive. Amara was his daughter. Langston met with her again, offering financial support and a place in his company. Amara declined, wanting only acknowledgement and a relationship, not his wealth. Their meetings continued, cautious but regular. Langston shared stories of his youth, explaining his absence as ignorance, not abandonment. Amara shared her struggles, growing up in poverty, her mother's health battles. They agreed to therapy to navigate their new reality. Langston's wife, unaware of his past, supported the reconciliation, fostering family unity. The story broke in the Chicago Tribune, detailing the billionaire's long-lost daughter found working as a waitress. Public reaction was mixed. Some praised Amara's courage. Others questioned her motives. Langston shielded her from media scrutiny, hiring a PR firm to manage the narrative. Amara focused on her studies, pursuing a business degree part-time, and began attending family events. Langston's company restructured to include Amara in leadership training, preparing her for a potential executive role. She proved adept, her work ethic mirroring his. Their bond grew through shared interests in jazz and community service. Langston funded a scholarship in Denise's name, honoring Amara's mother. Years later, Amara became a vice president at Langston Enterprises, her story inspiring others to seek lost family. Langston's philanthropy expanded, focusing on single mothers and underprivileged youth. Amara launched a mentorship program for young women in hospitality, drawing from her experience. The restaurant staff threw a surprise party for Amara's promotion, inviting Langston. He gave a heartfelt speech, crediting her for changing his perspective on legacy. The event cemented their public image as a reunited family, featured in Forbes and Essence. Amara's initiative grew, partnering with local schools to provide job training. Langston's donations funded community centers, named after Denise. Their joint efforts earned civic awards, strengthening their public presence. Social media buzzed with their story, trending under hashtags like #FamilyReunited. Amara's TED Talk on resilience and identity garnered millions of views. Langston's memoir detailed his transformation. Co-authored with Amara, their relationship faced challenges, trust issues, differing lifestyles, but therapy and time healed wounds. Amara moved into a condo near Langston's penthouse, balancing independence with proximity. They co-hosted charity galas, raising funds for family reunification services. Langston's board approved Amara's innovative proposals, reflecting her unique perspective. She married a community organizer, blending their worlds. Their children called Langston Grandpa Vic, bridging past and present. The story inspired policy changes, easing access to paternity records. Amara's advocacy led to state funding for family reconnection programs. Langston's estate planning ensured Amara's future leadership role. Their annual family reunions, held at Langston's Lake House, became media events. Amara's speeches emphasized forgiveness and opportunity. Langston's health remained robust, allowing active involvement. The restaurant, Lou Bistro, displayed a plaque commemorating the note-passing moment. Regulars shared stories of Amara's kindness, enhancing her reputation. Amara's degree completion was celebrated with a company-wide event. Langston's pride was evident, gifting her a share of the company. Their partnership launched a foundation for lost relatives, named Unity.